Test, test, test.
So is Doug not here? Nope.
All right.
So Doug's the one that's not.
Test baby 1 2.
That's Facebook right now.
How
Turn
Thank you, baby.
towards you, Frank.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour with your hosts, Frank Coto from Lincoln Lending Group, Ryan Pelky from TampaBay Plumbers, and Doug Ford with Suncoast Roofing Solutions on 970 WFLA. These three business owners will teach you how to work to live it up, not live to work. Now sit back, grab a cold one if you have one, and get ready for some serious business talk with three hilariously serious business owners. Now, your host of the Business Happy Hour, Frank Coto.
Hey, Tampa Bay, good morning and welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We hope you're having a great day. I know Ryan and I are. How we doing, man?
Man, this is great. You know, it's been a while since it's just been you and I on the show.
I know.
I mean, literally, like probably almost a year and a half.
For real. I don't know how some of our oldest listeners might remember that Ryan, we actually started the show together. Remember, I was with Jamie Maloney.
Yep.
And we were doing that offshoot real estate show there.
Yeah.
And then, Ryan, you came in and we started the Business Happy Hour, and then we brought in Doug, and look at who's missing today.
Yeah, man. So this is you know, not cool that Doug's missing, but you know, I'm kind of happy that we get to do a show together.
Absolutely, and you know it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be damn good.
It's going to be really good. So anyway, Ryan Pelky, the owner of TampaBay Plumbers, the guy who was my inspiration for 813 Mortgage. You can find them at 813 Plumber, easiest number in town.
Easiest number in the world.
That's right. And there's no crack, space between Plumber. So I was doing some work in my pool the other day, and it was sticking out. My wife's like, "Hey, what are you plumbing over there?" I was like, whatever.
Hey, they make good money, you know.
They make great money. That's right. You can't find enough of them, right? You solved that problem?
I wish. No, I haven't solved it yet. We're actually we're creating. We're in the process of developing our own apprenticeship program.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and we're trying to reach out to high schools, although we've had very lukewarm reception.
Okay.
I mean, I can't get a call back from these schools. It's crazy.
So I just you were on the show with Barry, right? Barry Jacques?
No.
Okay. So you missed Barry. So Barry during the show talked about how he's very very in favor of the whole the training for kids who don't necessarily want to go to college. What do you call it? Not tech, but for the jobs in plumbing and electrical.
Apprenticeship programs.
Right. Remember how Rick Baker was a huge fan of that?
Yeah.
So I linked them two up last week.
Nice.
Got them on a text string together. They're chatting about the platform, and I thought it'd be a great idea for Barry to get with Rick to try and push that, because you know he's in Pinellas.
You know, I even called the Builders Association. National Association, Tampa Bay Builders Association is part of the nationwide association. They don't even have an apprenticeship program in place.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. I mean,
the sad thing is 50 years ago.
Is unbelievable. The shortage is literally unbelievable.
Yeah, we probably had this 50 years ago.
Yeah.
But you know, today, after this whole 30-year push on college, you got to go to college or you're just a loser. It's terrible. You know?
Well, you know, the thing of it is you can, instead of going and spending money for 4 years, or sometimes 5 or 6, you know, however long it takes, you know, you can actually earn money instead of spending it. And when you're done, you know, with 4 or 5 or 6 years, you should be making around $100,000 a year,
right?
If you're a go-getter, and then after that, you can start up your own business whenever you're ready, and you can, it's unlimited what you can do from there.
Absolutely. And within a year or two of having those skills, you can become a homeowner, have your own car, have your own family, support your family. I mean, forget even being a plumber or a roofer. You can be a mortgage guy.
Exactly.
I mean,
yes. How many calls you're willing to take?
That is it. It's all a numbers game, right?
It is, you know, and people they just don't get it. You know, they're gonna. I swear, when I hear a kid say, "I'm going to school for, marketing,
right,
or English literature,"
business.
English literature.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What do you do? You learn to speak English?
Hopefully your daddy's rich.
The truth is, I'm a trust fund baby. And Daddy said that I had to go to his alma mater.
Yeah.
Too bad Doug isn't here today.
Doug
wanted to kill Gary the one you went here. He mentioned something about wine again, and Gary's like, "Oh, my buddy owns a vineyard." No, he goes, he owns a winery, and Doug goes, "It's a vineyard." It's to Gary, it's a vineyard.
Well, you got
one in there.
I mean, when Gary calls you, it says Washington D.C. right on it, right? So you know.
No, Doug.
We're doing Doug. Sorry, Gary.
When Gary calls, it says Strawberry Festival.
I love it.
Oh God!
You guys get the text though where the tree fell on my house?
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw it, man.
It was funny. It was
funny.
I thought it was funny.
You're laughing.
I can't help it, brother. I can't help it.
Well, one man's pain is another man's.
I did laugh. Once I knew you were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're properly insured for that.
No.
It's a whole other story. I didn't do that loan. Don't worry. The only wine Gary knows is muscadine. You know?
Gary, look, man, you can come stay with me anytime, brother. I've got an upstairs suite ready reserved for you.
He's already packing his bags.
I'm staying in that fancy travel trailer.
Actually, yeah, you could do that too, man. I got a room in there available as well.
That thing's got granite and a fireplace. Are you kidding me? We're out in the woods.
It's faux. It's faux. It's not.
Ryan, you want me to take my boots off before I come in here?
No. Because it has that awesome vacuum. You just push that door up and you sweep all the dirt right into it. Sucks it right in there.
That thing is nice. That thing is
I love that feature.
Rich people. My Lord. So I didn't even introduce myself. You guys know who I am if you watch the show. But we're going to try and talk about our businesses a little bit today. We got an awesome business tip a little later in the show.
We do.
We have a very good one with some good examples. But as you guys know, I own Lincoln Lending Group, and our new thing is 813mortgage.com. It's the easiest 4-minute loan application ever. If you're a big listener of 970, then you know about my new commercial where we're advertising a program that I'll talk about a little bit later, where if you're an investor, you don't have to prove your income or assets. You just need 20% down to buy an investment home, which is real neat. But we'll talk about that later when we talk about our business tip and some of our revenue streams.
Yep.
That's a little clue. So what's going on in Tampa right now, Ryan? What do we have coming up?
Well, I thought, we got the Valspar Championship starting tomorrow.
The only PGA tournament that ever comes to the Tampa Bay area.
I love going to that event. It's so much fun.
You know who's going this year? Tiger Woods.
Yeah, he's
No way. Yes, he is. First time ever. Yeah, so there was a big sign on 19 that said, Roy is coming, right? It's been there for weeks. All of a sudden, Tiger last week announced that he's coming. They just scratch it out and spray paint and write, Tiger is coming.
Dude, I'm going then.
Yeah, I can't go. I'll be out of town. But yeah, I'm going to miss it for the first time in like 5 years.
Oh my God! I've always been bummed out that Tiger hasn't played, but I've been in the big, like the main event pavilion, and I've been in every single one of the special pavilions.
Hooters Pavilion.
That's what the Hooters Pavilion is by far the most fun. It is so. These girls just nonstop slinging beer.
Yep.
I mean, it is so, and wings.
Slinging wings and
beer.
Chicken breasts. Yeah. It's good. It's a good place.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's so loud. It's like the players have become used to the noise at the Hooters Pavilion.
So speaking of, I've got a story about that. Everybody loves stories, right? So this was it's probably about 4 years ago at the tournament. We're at the Hooters Pavilion having a great time, right? Just like Ryan said, getting loud, getting rowdy. And they had it set up, I think it was the 12th hole, right? And I'm trying to think of who was McElroy, I think was who was on there. Is that or Sergio? But you can't see the green from the Hooters Pavilion because they have the big grandstands, right?
Yeah.
So it's on the other side. Well, we were getting rowdy, and me and my old buddy Doug, not this Doug, another one, we were playing cornhole. I had cornhole back there, and it was a heated game, right? We were down, it was, like 1 point back and forth, whatever. And all of a sudden, I win, right? And I start screaming and yelling. I'm like, yeah, man, I kicked your blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, like out of a movie, everybody in the grandstand turns around. The guys with the little sticks and all turn around, and they're like, please, be quiet. Apparently, whoever it was, McElroy was literally putting All right, and he stopped during the putt because of my idiot self yelling.
No, that's great.
They had to like pause it, shut me up, and then let the guy putt.
You know, it's actually become part of the game there at that tournament.
Yeah.
That Hooters Pavilion is. I mean, it is distracting for those players.
You better bring your A game.
You have to shut it off, and I don't know how they do it, but they actually it's literally part of the challenge of playing on that tournament.
I love it.
I love it too.
Great tournament. If you guys have never been to a golf tournament and you live here in the Bay Area, it's not that expensive. It is worlds of fun.
Yeah.
It's good for kids. It's good for families. You can go to these pavilions. You can eat. You can drink. Walk around and see your favorite golfers.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go with your family, don't go to the Hooters Pavilion. If you're going to go with your boys, go to the Hooters Pavilion.
Yeah.
You will not regret it. I'm telling you right
Go
now.
with your family. Definitely don't go to the Hooters
Definitely
Pavilion.
not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Other than that, we've got the Lightning are still killing it.
Yeah, I think they're still up in #1 right now.
And I keep hearing more and more about the Rays coming over here. I don't know how true it is.
We talked about it last week. It sounds pretty true that they're going to be doing it over there in like the Palm River area behind Ybor City, like right off of what is basically turning into 60.
You know, the only problem with that is that they just can't seem to get that I-4 275 junction right. I mean, what's wrong with these people?
I don't know.
They just spent like trillions of dollars fixing that intersection, and it's still immediately undersized.
I think because how do you fix it? It's such a. I mean, you can't shut it down permanently to fix it, right?
Yeah, but remember that big? They did the big overpass coming around the southbound 275 to I-4 connector right there, where it goes over. They make it one lane. Why would they one lane that?
Makes no sense.
It's constantly backed up for miles. You know,
Right.
it's like the biggest reason why it always backs up.
I got an idea. The Hyperloop. Let's Hyperloop.
Yeah, let's do it.
I can go from my house to downtown in 0.6 seconds.
We need to get Elon Musk over here and let him solve this problem.
Hey, speaking of being a shareholder, I only got a couple seconds. Being a shareholder of Tesla, I got a package in the mail the other day. Elon Musk is allowing his corporate bonus, to be determined by the shareholders. We all get to vote on what we think his bonus should be. Should it be based on the sales? Should it be a set amount? It's crazy. I mean, but I'm going to vote for the guy to get a huge bonus.
Isn't he the largest shareholder, though?
I'm sure. All right. Wait a minute. I think we figured that out. All right, guys, you're listening to the Business Happy Hour. We are not Elon Musk, clearly. But we'll be back in just a minute, and when we do, we're going to talk about Dodd-Frank and Trump suing California. We'll be back in a second.
Attention, soldiers. This is General Mortgage here with a special announcement. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Number one, you better say thanks to the veterans for everything they've done. Number two, you better be using the right mortgage company, 813 Mortgage. And don't forget, you drop the E, we'll shoot them fees.
You can't see us on this thing, so if you want to look at our pretty faces, you're going to have to go to YouTube.
That's why I think Facebook or YouTube is the way to watch it.
I like Facebook Live because then I can talk to you guys.
Exactly.
You guys can go chat with me. Matter of fact, I think we've got somebody saying something to me right now.
We have a couple people that have been really active on Facebook that we need to bring in here.
Now, and here's one of my listeners right now, a good friend, a longtime friend, my buddy Gary. Gary, he's, by the way, he's with one of the best banks. If you guys are looking for commercial financing, it's who I did my commercial loan through.
Smart guy.
Achieva.
Yeah.
Achieva Credit Union. You save. I did not know this. I've been in banking 18 years, and I learned something from Gary that when we closed on my commercial purchase, you don't pay some of the doc stamps and whatnot because you're working with a credit union. I mean, I think I saved like $2,500 real dollars by working with a credit union on that purchase. I had no idea.
No, that's awesome.
So you know what Lincoln Lending does now? We refer our commercial business over to Achieva.
Yeah,
I mean, I could do commercial 18 years ago, but honestly, I'm not as good at that as I am residential.
That's really cool that you do that. You don't try to say you don't even try to touch it.
I don't really try to. I'd rather focus on what I know best.
And what you can beat, what you can be the best at.
Exactly.
That's really good, man. I think that more businesses should employ that same exact strategy.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to get a lot of business from Achieva.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the cycle.
Absolutely. Gary and I. But Gary, I got to mention, Gary's the one who always hooks me up with the tickets to Valspar. He goes every year. Last year we were in I'm pretty sure it was the Achieva tent.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that you're going to get the Hooters Pavilion this year.
Gary, well, I'll be out of town.
Gary, I'll take him.
Okay, there you go. Gary Ryan needs a Hooters Pavilion tent. Okay. He wants the chicken breasts. So last year it was awesome. Gary and I went with my son, and I'm a terrible golf fan. I can't remember who it was, but one of the golfers tossed my son a ball right after he putted it in on 18.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I just found it on my phone the other day. The picture of it popped up when I put in Valspar. Isn't that amazing?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so
awesome.
That's another cool thing about those tournaments.
I'm really excited though about that Tigers playing. Because I've always it's always been VJ, Sergio has always played in it, and those guys are awfully fun to watch. Man, I've never seen Tiger Woods play, and I've always wanted to.
Yeah, I saw Daly there one time. That was fun.
Daly? Yeah. Did he have shoes on?
He had shoes on. He was dressed like a Caddyshack golfer. It was hilarious.
Smoking
a cigar. Might have been a couple ladies following him.
Oh man,
He might have been following the ladies.
So I got an email from our Bucks rep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, Ryan, I noticed that you haven't renewed your season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And I responded to him. I was like, that's because I haven't, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, the way that they handled that whole standing for the anthem thing and the season, it just wasn't very impressive.
No. The Bucks continue to put a lousy product out on the field. I mean, when was the last time we made the playoffs?
Playoffs?
Yeah.
What?
Right. So I'm gonna go to a few games next year, but
sure.
I just can't get behind that mentality, And I watch ESPN. I didn't even watch it, but when we were doing our pre-show today, one of the TVs had ESPN on, right, which is a suffering losing network.
I mean,
they're in big trouble.
Yep.
Big trouble. One of the commentators did an entire segment on the national anthem protests and why it's okay for these players to do it. And it's just come on. ESPN, get out of politics. Get out of it.
Please.
Yeah, cover sports.
Can late night do it too? Can all these guys get out of politics?
No, and that's the problem with it. Like the Oscars the other night. I mean, I would never watch the Oscars anyway because personally they don't think about the last time there was a good movie that came out.
Right?
But
really?
Yeah. I mean,
Titanic.
But that was it. We watched that as a family the other night.
Did you really?
The kids loved it. The kids did love it. But no, I mean, they put out garbage product, and then they want to sit there and award themselves for all this garbage, and then bash our president and the conservatives at the same time.
A bunch of billionaires patting themselves on the back, giving each other trophies.
I saw an interview with Dolly Parton the other day, and she said, don't ask me political questions. I will not answer them.
I'm an entertainer.
I'm an entertainer.
Entertainers
like music too.
Yeah, I watched the Grammys, by the way. Almost worse. Okay, the Grammys happened after the whole shooting in Vegas, and they did a 4-minute tribute. Okay, one of the worst shootings in U.S. history, and it happened during a music performance, and the Grammys spent 4 minutes on it, and it was honestly a pathetic tribute.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just want entertainers to entertain. You know, look, I remember. I mean, I'm old enough to remember. I watched Johnny Carson growing up.
Yeah.
Right. Johnny, he was political, but he was funny political, both sides. He didn't pick a side.
Exactly, you know, and that's the problem. They're divided right down the middle. You're going to alienate 50% of the listeners that you could possibly reach. You know, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, I responded and said I'm not going to be renewing my season tickets due to the fact that the way that the Bucks and the NFL handled the anthem protests, and you know, good luck.
There you go. You know who we're going to support though?
The Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning. That's right.
And I'm looking forward to that, you know.
Yep, and I don't think we're bandwagon guys. We're from Tampa, okay?
Yeah.
We always supported. We're going to the Bucks games instead of Lightning games.
Well, we went to you and I went to one of the games in the finals, the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. That was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome, man. I love going to Lightning games.
And they're great for kids.
They are, and you can go down there. You're not sweating. You know, you don't have to worry about whether you're on the east side or the west side, right?
Gotta be on the west side.
Yeah. By the way, if you go to the east side, there's a reason why those tickets are a lot cheaper.
Yeah, totally.
So, no, I mean, it was kind of a weird thing for me because I really do love football. You know, I'm very passionate about the game.
Yeah, me too.
But you know, I just can't do it anymore.
I'm with you. We've had those tickets together for a long time. The only question is, I got to take a break. But the only question is, what's going to happen with that deposit we put down? We need to talk about that.
Yeah, they can stick it up there.
Oh, okay. There we go. So you listen to the Business Happy Hour on 970. Don't forget, now we're a podcast, and it's going to be maybe a couple weeks before it goes through corporate. We'll be on there. When we come back, we're going to talk about real estate, guys. Real estate sales are down 7.5%. What's going on? You're listening to Business Happy Hour with Ryan and Frank. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thank you for choosing us for all of your plumbing, septic, and water treatment needs. What makes us different at TampaBay Plumbers is that we're a local full-service plumbing contractor that can handle any project, large or small, including cured-in-place pipelining, septic installations, and various water treatment products. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or 24/7 by phone at 813-PLUMBER. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you. This is Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. At some point, we've all had to have a drain line snaked out. This typically involves running a steel cable through the drain line in an effort to clear a blockage. This often leaves a film of scale or buildup on the inside of the pipe with a hole in the middle. The only way to properly descale a drain line is to perform a hydrojet service. We use equipment that essentially pressure washes the inside of the pipe, leaving your drain lines free and clear. The two symptoms of a sewer backup are foul odors and slow-moving drains. If you are experiencing either of these, contact us at tampaplumber.net or 813-PLUMBER. My name is Ryan, and I'm the production manager for TampaBay Plumbers, your one-stop shop for all of your plumbing and septic needs. We pride ourselves on building the reputation as the best plumbing and septic company in the Tampa Bay area. But don't take it from me. Look us up on Google and you will see that we have a 4.8 star rating with over 100 reviews. We also have multiple awards and recognition from multiple online review sites such as Angie's List, Yelp, and Facebook. We do everything plumbing and septic, from residential to commercial, new construction to service. You can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER. I'm Ryan with Tampa Bay Plumbers. As a plumbing and septic company with over 100 years of combined experience, we know how frustrating a sewer backup can be. That is why we pride ourselves on being able to identify the cause of a problem before a backup ever happens. One of the tools we use to identify a problem in the sewer system is a video inspection camera. This camera runs through the drain line and is able to identify and locate any problems in the sewer system on a live feed. We then take that information from the live feed and are able to provide a recommendation on how to best fix the problem, oftentimes without the use of any excavation. If you are experiencing any problems with your sewer system, you can find us at tampaplumber.net or call us at 813-PLUMBER.
Hi, Hi, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers, and welcome to our website. So what's different about TampaBay Plumbers? Everything is different about us. Our company does literally everything that involves plumbing, water, drainage, sewer, septic. We handle it from A to Z, which is completely different than just about every company in town. If you call a plumber, they don't do septic necessarily. Definitely if you call a septic contractor, they don't do plumbing. In addition to doing a very wide scope of services, we do them extremely well. And the reason why is our process and our people. We have spent many years perfecting our craft, and we've also spent many years finding the best people to operate our system. And we have by far the best plumbers in town. I will put my guys up against any companies, anywhere, anytime, any place. And that's just evidence in the type of quality work that we put out. Go online and look at our reviews on Google, look at our reviews on Angie's List. No one else is as highly rated as us unless they're putting bogus reviews up. But our company takes a lot of pride in what we do on a daily basis, and we hope that you give us a chance. Again, I'm Ryan with TampaBay Plumbers. Thanks a lot for visiting our site.
You have been listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We've got Frank and Ryan here. Hey, I want to mention about my buddy Gary too in Achieva. If you guys do have a commercial loan that you're looking on purchasing a commercial building or do anything refinance commercially, just reach out to me directly. You can do it through our Facebook page. You can always hit me up on the direct numbers or call 813-MORTGAGE. And we'll direct you guys over to Gary and get you guys taken care of on that.
You know, I haven't really looked at the commercial side of things, but residential single-family homes, I mean, golly, tough to find.
Okay, the inventory.
Inventory's down. Inventory's down. Sales are down. Number of sales are down.
Yeah.
Sales price is up big.
Yeah, let's look at these stats. And you pulled up some good ones. It's the funny thing is, I'm the real estate guy, and Ryan's pulling the real estate stats, which is good.
But, I mean, my business is directly tied to real estate.
Absolutely.
So
real estate's up. Yeah, same with Doug.
Yeah.
Roofs are going on, right? Doug, where are you, Doug? Real estate sales down. Now, what is this? Is this down but for the year or the quarter?
Year over year, okay. from January down 7.5%.
Yep. Sales prices, however, up
12.7%.
Boom. Listings down 9.1%.
Yeah, so what's that mean?
Means less inventory.
Less inventory, more new construction is going to start happening.
Should we do a basic lesson on supply and demand here?
I think so.
Less supply, more demand. Guess what goes up? Hold on, let me go back to that part. Let's see, rates up, sales down. Prices, did I say that a second ago? 12.7% up.
Yeah, that's big. Year over year, it's honestly too much. You know, the real estate should not appreciate that fast. So it's
I make jokes with people all the time.
It's a function of the extremely low rates, and people need to honestly, right now the rates have gone up recently, right?
Rates right now, I would say since December, are up over 0.5%.
Well, and the Fed's talking about raising the minimum rate.
3 more times.
At least.
Yeah, at least. Now, just to clarify, when the Fed raises, that is more of the cost of money, right? And that's directly related to your equity lines, okay, or your adjustable rate mortgages that are based on things like the LIBOR index, okay, or the prime rate. That goes up, but so do the other mortgage interest rates. When people take money from the stock market and they put it into bonds, that drives interest rates up. When they take it from bonds and put it into the stock market, it usually drives them down. It's an inverse relationship.
Right.
With the rates going up and housing prices going up and inventory going down, you said it at lunch, there's no end in sight. And if you're thinking about buying or doing something in real estate, you probably should do it now.
Well, I mean, you're going to have an affordability issue, you know, if you don't. I mean, you know, so just on $100,000, what if with the price going up 1%, with the rate going up 1%, what does that mean on a monthly payment?
That's a 20. Okay, so if they were at 4% yesterday and they're approaching 5% now conventionally, that 1% is 25% difference.
So if you have, say, a $600, let's just say for easy numbers, $1,000 mortgage payment, it'll become $1,250 just from going up 1 percentage point.
And what you just said with the prices going up 12%, okay, if you wait even half a year, the price of that $200,000 house is probably going to be $212,000. You wait a year, it's $224,000.
So, I mean, that's the reason why you see the closed sales down. You know, I mean, it is becoming an affordability issue. I've seen in certain markets, maybe not this one, but all across the country, renting is becoming more affordable than owning.
Now, I will say, we are one of the bubbles, not in the negative bubble, but we're a little bit of a protected area here in Central Florida, okay, where the price of owning is still more affordable than renting. Have you noticed with all the apartment complexes, do you know why all the apartment complexes are going up?
Yeah, because people can't get mortgages? Is it?
No, well, it's that, but that's not happening as much. It's that the price for rent is so high. Go see what it costs to rent a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere in North Tampa.
No, trust me, I know. I have looked in our area where we live. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's
an apartment, guys.
Honestly, for a 1-bedroom, you can spend $1,700-$1,800 right in our neighborhood.
Yeah, the one right across over there off of Sheldon, right?
Yeah, exactly. On Racetrack, right there next to our kids' school.
That's 17.
There's only 45 homes in Pasco. 45 homes under $100,000.
Oh yeah, Gary. Forget houses under $100,000. The new number is $200,000. Okay, the hottest buying market for first-time home buyers is $125,000 to $195,000. Do you have the least amount of inventory in that price point?
Yeah.
I mean, first-time home buyers having to pay $200,000 for a house?
I can't do it.
Now, on the flip side, though, let me do the math really quick. $200,000 on mortgage is this is how it relates to the price of rentals right now. If you take a mortgage for $200,000, which means your purchase price would be $210,000, $220,000, something like that, depending on what you're doing in your down payment, and you're on a 30-year mortgage, and let's say you're at 4.5% interest rate, which is pretty good right now, your principal and interest is only $1,013 per month.
Right. Yeah,
Add tax, insurance, all the other stuff.
You're still cheaper than renting.
Yeah, $1,500 if you own. You can't even rent that. That's like a 3 or 4 bedroom house.
But clearly, this is getting worse and worse. I mean, people need to recognize that if you're on the fence about home ownership, right now is probably the time to get off of it.
Right.
Because it's not going to get any better anytime soon. There really is no end in sight in it.
No, there really is. And you've got the guys out there, and I'm not going to lie. The market is cyclical. It's going to go up and down. We're due for a downturn, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, there's no end in sight. The economy is booming right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why rates are going up, because people are making money. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's say we go 3-4 years, something like that, before it really starts coming back down. People say, "Oh, I'm going to wait till it tanks." Yeah. Guys, it's not going to tank the way it did back in the day. Okay.
I mean, if it does, if it does have a big correction, we'll buy.
Well, yeah. Well, people like us are going to be ready to buy.
We'll be ready.
But let's say you're everyday Joe Schmo homeowner, first-time home buyer. Well, it might go down, so I'm going to wait. No, don't wait, because what are you doing? You're buying this house for your family. You're not buying it to flip it.
That's the
thing. You're going to live in it.
If you don't buy a house as an investment. You
No.
buy it as a place to live and keep your family in.
Most common mistake. People think that their primary house is their asset, is an investment. Okay. Sure, maybe over time it can become an asset, but you need a place to live, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you're going to live, just choose a place that you can be happy in for 10 years.
No, I definitely don't agree with overpaying for anything.
No, of course not.
Especially something as expensive as a house. All I'm saying is that rates are definitely going up.
Yep.
There is no doubt about that, and prices are going up. The inventory's down. I mean, you look at the numbers, and I mean, you can't deny that this problem is not going to go away. So,
but just be happy you're living in the area. If you're hearing our show right now, okay, based on how far it goes, you are living in one of the best places in the country.
True. Thank God we're not in California, right?
Oh, hey, you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Let's go to California.
Trump sues California.
Oh, man. Is it because of that whole ICE thing, or because of what are they doing now?
It's because of their stance on immigration. I mean, they
or
that mayor did?
Yeah, he warned.
She warned.
Yeah, it was on TV.
ICE is going to have there is an impending raid. Could be any day.
Yeah. So where did all the people go?
I don't know, but apparently there's a lot of rapists, a lot of
Violent criminals?
Violent criminals that actually heeded her warning and fled.
Yeah. Well, then, who's going to run?
800 of them.
Who's going to run? Not the good guy.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
the good guy's not running.
So they rounded up a bunch of them, and I think it was Pelosi that said it was inhumane what they did.
Okay.
California, they have lost their mind.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is unreal.
When are they going to secede? Is that happening?
Well, I don't know, but so Trump sues California. So what does that mean? Like, if you win, what does California do?
Do we get to own them?
Exactly. Like, who gets really punished if California gets sued?
I don't know. But see, if I was them, I would watch it because they've got a few other laws that contradict federal law. Maybe the old puff gig law. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm in favor of those type of social liberties. Okay.
Yeah.
But you probably don't want to be poking the bear when he holds the stick on some other laws that your state is making billions of dollars on, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because California has the most billionaires, but they also have the most homeless. And I mean, have you seen the pictures of San Francisco and some of the other major metropolitan cities?
It looks like a circus covered in feces.
I mean, literally every morning, urine, feces, garbage, trash littered everywhere. All over the streets, every single part of downtown. I mean, it's like you have to have a full-blown designated cleanups crew to clean up after these folks every single day. It's that bad.
It's disgusting.
And this is California. It's what you were just mentioned. You mentioned it at our pre-show. What is it? $1.7 million for a 3-2
yes.
on a quarter acre.
I've got a guy selling not even a quarter acre. The guy, he doesn't even have a quarter of anything. He's got a 3-2 outside of L.A., not in the hills, nothing special. $1.7 million. He's selling for.
Stupid.
I think it's like 1,400 square feet.
How do you get into that? I mean, how do you do it? So that's like a plumber. Where do they get plumbers from? Really? They got to come from Mexico. They got to come in every day and leave.
We figured it out.
Yeah,
that's how they do
the
it.
Hyperloop.
The Hyperloop.
Hyperloop. That's California's solution right there. They can boot out all the homeless, just have nothing but uber rich, Hyperloop in all the workers every day.
Yes.
Elon Musk, my God, he is genius.
I love this.
So we got to talk about the Dodd-Frank rollback, right?
Yeah, we got about a minute, so we'll touch on the Dodd-Frank rollback. It's exciting for my industry, Ryan. You were telling me at lunch it's the whole thing where unless you have what is it? Bank has a market cap or assets of what, 250 million or so, 2 billion or what?
250 billion. If their total assets exceed 250, what they're trying to do is roll back the Dodd-Frank regulations for institutions that have less than 250 billion. Right now, it's set at 50 billion.
Right.
So basically, it pretty much excludes all the banks with the exception of about 13.
Yeah, so basically the 13 that would actually affect the country if they failed.
Right, which
all
is
the
whole
other
point.
ones, they can do business, and if something happens to them, they're going to get bought out by the bigger guys anyway.
Exactly.
Which goes back to my whole thing, got a couple seconds. During that whole crash 10 years ago, we should have let it crash. The guys who were liquid would have bought out the guys who were insolvent.
Yeah.
Economy would have gone on. It's called capitalism.
Exactly.
Yeah, look it up, guys. Capitalism. Ooh, I got to mention this when we come back. Look it up. Alexa. I got to talk to you guys about the liberal skew on Alexa in our last segment.
Yeah, let's
do it. If you guys have an
Let's
Alexa at home, take it out right now. Get ready. It's going to be awesome. You're listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank and Ryan. We'll be back in just a minute.
Attention, soldiers. This is General Mortgage here with a special announcement. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. Number one, you better say thanks to the veterans for everything they've done. Number two, you better be using the right mortgage company, 813 Mortgage. And don't forget, you drop the E, we'll shoot them fees.
You have been listening to the Business Happy Hour with Frank Coto, Ryan Pelky, and Doug Ford. Now, back to the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour with Frank from 813mortgage.com. Don't forget, no fees ever, 813mortgage.com. Just click it, do a 4-minute application. Put on there, you're working with the Business Happy Hour. You can put it at the bottom, and we'll know it's from you guys, and we'll make sure we take special care of you. And of course, 813 Plumber for all your plumbing needs. So just to finish up the Dodd-Frank thing, Ryan, Dodd-Frank was put in place after the financial collapse, and it was some unnecessary, in my opinion, regulation on banks,
especially smaller ones.
Especially smaller ones, down to $50 billion, which sounds like a lot of money, but when you're a bank, you do need
$50 billion
assets.
in assets isn't that much for a bank. I mean, you're talking like, just to give you an example, I think Bank of America has $2.2 trillion.
Oh, okay.
So
drop in the bucket. Right?
Yeah.
So we don't want them to fail. I understand.
The purpose of Dodd-Frank was to prevent the institutions from failing. That if they failed, it would cause a market disaster.
Right.
And I mean, I'm like you. I think they should have probably let them go when it happened. It would have been an absolute calamity.
Right.
But you know what? I guarantee they wouldn't have done it again. All these, all those products that they were selling.
Right.
AIG was really the ones that selling the mortgage-backed security and the insurance.
Yeah,
on those mortgage-backed securities.
Right. They were making a mint on that.
Yeah, they were making a fortune on it, paying out huge dividends to their shareholders.
Yep.
And then we bail them out.
Yep.
$180 billion or something.
We
taxpayers.
bail them out. Bingo.
Yep.
So we got to do the business tip of the week before it's too late. We're about to have some fun here and talk about Alexa as well. Business tip of the week. Ryan, you take it. I like this one you came up with.
Well, things are great right now,
right?
I mean, we're all if you own a small business, you should be doing very well right now. The economy is great. Sales should be up, profits should be at record highs. And we're enjoying that right now.
Yep.
This is the perfect time to try to find an insulatory new revenue stream.
Right.
Something that may protect you in the event of a future downturn. Something that's not exactly tied to your product line. It could be similar to it, but like for us, we've been in development for years of a septic enzyme that's going to rival Rid-X.
Okay.
Rid-X is a nationwide brand. It's garbage, if you ask me, compared to what we sell, compared to what we've developed. And we're in the final stages of putting this marketing and branding together, and we're going to do a nationwide sale. We're going to sell this nationwide.
Nice.
It's the service business is cyclical. And, there's ebbs and flows. It goes up and down.
Right.
And of course, there will be that'll happen in that business a little bit too, but it'll insulate us, from the local market conditions a little bit.
So it's a slightly different revenue stream, is what you're saying. So
developing a new revenue stream for your company.
So like a guy like me, okay, you're moving. You've got a product now that follows your industry, but it also insulates yourself from the basic plumbing industry. So apply it to my business. I sell residential mortgages. That's kind of our forte. Okay, hey, no fee residential mortgages, right? Great. What I am starting to do with the new revenue stream is I'm getting into a couple of different products, but I could say, hey, I'm getting into reverse mortgages again, which is a great product. We can talk about it later. But what I'm doing is I have something new to where we can, put it this way, we're going to divorce attorneys, okay? Divorce attorneys is not normally a source of revenue for a mortgage company. It's normally, the realtors. But I'm going to now start working with divorce attorneys and allowing people to close on properties before they're divorced, like we're in the midst of that battle. Normally, a husband and wife can't go buy another property because the husband or spouse or wife has to sign because it's a primary residence.
Right.
Well, I found a legal loophole through a way that you title the property to allow a husband or wife to buy a property without the spouse signing on the homesteaded property, to allow you to move forward with your life when you're in the middle of this thing. So why is it insulated? I mean, it's a neat thing, but I believe it's insulated because people are always getting divorced.
Yeah.
I don't care what's going on in real estate or the market.
Absolutely.
You're always getting divorced.
In fact, in a market downturn, there's probably,
There's probably more divorces. That's right. Daddy stops bringing home the bacon.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't play tennis.
Yeah, I mean, it is true that finances, unfortunately, are a big factor in divorce.
Right. So it's, I think that's a great business tip, guys. So if you're a business owner right now, think about that. How can you continue doing what you're doing and diversify in a different stream of revenue that would help insulate your company from the potential downturn? Because, guys, there will be a downturn.
There always is.
Always.
Yeah, it's the smart people are the ones that plan for it.
Bingo. Because we're smart.
Well, that's the way, we've been through it.
We have been through it.
I mean, and it's funny because even the likes of Warren Buffett, I mean, those guys never thought the music was gonna stop. At least they acted like it wasn't. They had to have known.
Look, I'll be honest again. Just like you and I, kind of
everything. That guy lent Bank of America $5 billion. Remember that?
Yeah.
$5 billion, and he had like 1 million share options at like $5. But come on. So of course he exercised his, he bought them at like 15.
Right.
When it was 15, he bought them for 5.
Right.
And now they're at, is it 32?
Bank of America.
Yeah, so do I. But I mean, from an investment, that guy.
Good investment.
Yeah.
Not too bad. So, Alexa, I've got about a minute left. If you guys have an Alexa, okay, first of all, you can go to
Facebook. Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, throw it in the woods as far as you can. And shoot it like a clay pigeon, okay? Go on your Alexa. Actually, first go on Facebook and just type in Alexa liberal response, okay? Yeah. It is one of the best 2-minute videos you'll ever watch. But I'll just tell you, okay, I'm not pushing any religious views here, but I'm going to tell you what one of the things, and they may have changed it from what I've heard already, but if you ask Alexa, who is Muhammad? Alexa will go into a 2-minute dissertation about how Muhammad was a peaceful prophet, and he did this, and his wife was Aisha, and blah, 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 blah. I didn't even know he had 3 wives. But anyway, and it goes all this stuff, right? Should be facts, right? And then you just simply say, Alexa, who is Jesus Christ? The response, Jesus Christ is a fictional character. That's it.
Wow. Like I said, take a bat to it. Alexa doesn't deserve to live.
I mean, guys, you got to try it out. And
honestly, all that technology, I don't want someone in my house snooping on me all day, every day.
Alexa is glorified spyware that
it
you
is.
are paying
Think
for
about it.
and putting it in your house.
Honestly, the cell phones, too.
These things already listen to us.
Yeah, I'm very, very concerned about where we're headed.
Oh, yeah. And our TVs, our TVs listen to you. When you buy your TV, you sign an agreement saying they can listen to you XYZ amount of time if it's a smart TV.
Oh, the PlayStations with the bar that has the camera.
Yeah.
That right there.
Watching you all the time.
Oh, my God.
So, Big Brother, guys, we've got 15 seconds. Thanks for listening to the Business Happy Hour. Ryan and I had fun with you today. Good show, huh?
Yeah, I loved it. Man, Doug, we missed you, brother, but...
Actually, I'm going to be gone next week, so you guys take over. I'll listen to you from the
Let's see if Doug will host it.
Let's make Doug host. Guys, Business Happy Hour's out. Find us online. See you later.